Victor Frankenstein.
Oscar winner Guillermo del Toro reimagines Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, a classic tale of a brilliant scientist who creates a monster played by Jacob Elordi. Guillermo, Jacob, and Oscar Isaac, who plays Victor Frankenstein, joins me now. Welcome to the morning show in Canada.
Hey, Carolyn.
Hey, we caught up with you guys at TIFF, and Jacob, Guillermo said to our entertainment reporter, Morgan Hoffman, you knew this creature more than you knew yourself. Did I get that right?
You did. You got it. You got it right. Yeah. Yes, I said that. And now you would like me to explain it. Okay. It's a really tricky.
What the hell does that mean?
It's a really tricky one for me to explain because it was a pretentious statement. No, no. It is. It's hard because it's intangible, because you're talking about your soul, right? You're talking about, like, I'm talking about sort of who I am. So if I try to articulate it, I feel like it slips out the window before I can grab it. And I'm also frightened to talk about it because I feel like the next time I'll try and use it on my next movie, I'll be like, hey, Soul, could we? And he'll be like, no, you told everybody what we did, you know? But I think for me, it was more just, there was this beautiful moment when I was focusing on the script. I kind of locked myself away, and the scenes started to be like you know when you read a good book for the first time and you wonder, is it telling you how you feel, or did you feel that way beforehand? It was kind of like that. Each scene was giving me an answer to something that I felt like I was facing in my personal life, and I felt like behind the skin of the creature I could actually figure it out and explore it and understand it and express it, you know, between action and cut, which sounds really pretentious.
No.
But it really was,
Makes sense.
it would be wrong of me not to call it a divine thing that was happening when I was making the movie.
I mean, Guillermo, this movie is a testament to you, though, as a filmmaker. This is what you do. This is how you make people feel. You have done this numerous times where nothing is what it seems as you play with genres. When did you know that Jacob and Oscar were perfect for these roles?
It was pretty instant, and in the case of Oscar, it happened over a dinner. We were having Cuban food in my house. It was a general meeting. I never take general meetings, and we started talking about who we were, our fathers, being fathers and so forth. And all of a sudden I said, I think you're going to be Victor, you know? And with Jacob, before we even spoke, he had talked to the hair people in Canada while shooting Priscilla. And they said, you know, there's this actor we're working with, Jacob Elordi. I said, I should be the creature, you know? And when the time came, I had seen his movies, and I knew the range. But the moment I saw him through the Zoom, I said, that's it. I mean, as soon as I hung up on the Zoom with Jacob, I texted Oscar and said, we found him. You know, so it sounds like a boxed answer, but it was instantly.
Now, Oscar, your character as well. I'm just as confused on what to make of him, just like Jacob's character.
Yeah.
He's a confusing guy.
Yeah. He thinks he's one thing, but he's another.
Yeah, he thinks he's one thing. Well, and it's also set up that way. You know, we made the joke. Guillermo was like, you know, you first are introduced to Victor, and he seems like this poor victim that's almost saintly, even the way that he's shot in the beginning. There's a halo behind him, which is the window that looks just like a saint halo, and he's going to tell his story of this abuse that he's suffered, and very quickly you start to see that it's not what you think it is, and he starts off as Christ and ends up as Charles Manson. You know? But what's, you know, and in a way, just talking about what Jacob's talking about, which is just this idea of like building identities and how blind we are to the building of identities. It's the world that tells you what you are. Yeah. And you start to synthesize these things and you build these things. And so for Jacob, the idea of like, you know, what is it before the interpretation? What happens, but what are you before the world tells you what you are? Yeah. And in a way, it's similar to Victor. He's inherited all these things that he believes is who he is, and he's blind to everything, even to the cruelty that he inflicts in trying to run away from the cruelty that was inflicted on him. So he's equally as confused, but doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
Well, it is a remarkable piece of work. Thank you all for the time.
Thank you very much.